Hello, everybody. We're here with this new session with one of our good partners, and we'd like to welcome Kim. She's going to be talking about Radboud University here. A very good partners of Book Rio. We've been doing a lot together. We have a good mobility between our universities. Right now, we have 2 students with them at Radboud, a student from business administration and another students from production engineering, and they are loving their time there. So thank you for having our students with you, and especially thank you, Kim, to spend this time with us and being able to present to our students who really love to go to the Netherlands and be with you. So Kim, the floor is yours. Thank you again for being with us.
Thank you, Ricardo, for those kind words. I'm very glad to be here virtually. If there's one thing that we can maybe keep doing after the pandemic is having these virtual meetings and virtual presentations, because it's really nice to see your faces as well. And I'm very glad to hear that your students are enjoying their time in Nijmegen. I'm happy that they could be here for the first time in 2 years. We're receiving your students again. So let's hope that this is also the way forward again, that we can keep doing the exchanges and that we can say that the pandemic is hopefully sort of over with regards to internationalization. Let me just share my screen because I have a presentation for you today. All right, hopefully you can see the screen. Oh, I think I have to stop sharing and do it again because I have some audio as well and I have to specifically click that. Yes. All right. And then this is the button to present. Yes. All right. Great. Thank you. So welcome. My name is Kim van Helden. I am a mobility coordinator at Radboud University, and I coordinate the exchanges from Radboud University to and from countries outside of Europe, including to Brazil. Just to get started, Radboud University is located in Nijmegen in the Netherlands. And as you can see, it's a very, very, very small part of the world right there. And we are happy to receive students from all over the world again. And hopefully we will keep doing that for the next semester. So let's start with getting a little bit into the Netherlands, and then we'll go to Nijmegen. And then lastly, I will tell you a little bit more about Radboud University as a university, but maybe you know something about the Netherlands already, maybe you don't. So let's start with some general information about this very small country. So what you might think of when you think of the Netherlands are a couple of traditional Dutch things such as tulips or cheese or windmills or clogs. I can say that especially the cheese stereotype is definitely true. All of us eat cheese every day on our sandwiches. And the tulips and the windmills and the clogs, I don't wear wooden clogs. It's something that you will only see at like traditional farms. But especially the windmills and the tulips are a good representation of what this flat country looks like. Hopefully you will all be able to visit one day. And of course, another stereotype that is very true is that we cycle everywhere. Now, that is absolutely true. And if you are interested in joining us in Nijmegen, you'll also need to get your bike skills on because we cycle everywhere, especially in this city in Nijmegen. We are quite a small city, which means that you're able to cycle from one end to the city to the other in approximately 30 minutes. So it's really easy to get around by bike. And impossible to get around the city without a bike, I would even say. So the pictures that you see here are our own Radboud bikes. So they're in Radboud University Red, and you see here a picture of some international students who are trying out the bikes. And if you want to are interested in joining us for an exchange program, we also organize biking lessons during the orientation week just to help you get around how the rules work and just generally yes, what to take into account when cycling around the city. It's a way of getting really integrated into Dutch life and culture. A bit more about the Netherlands in general, quite a small country with 17 million inhabitants. We have a moderate climate with mild winters and cool summers, so don't expect to have a lot of beach days when you're here. And the climate is very strange right now because it's April and it was snowing last week. We had like this much snow, so that was quite strange. In general, people treat each other rather informally, even their bosses or lecturers. So our professors here, for example, in the beginning, you say, hey, professor, and then their first and last name, but you'll probably see that quite quickly it will become more and more informal, and that you can even address professors with just their first name. Generally, Dutch people are known for being quite open-minded. I hope that that's true. Another maybe stereotype for Dutch people that I think is also true is that we can be quite straightforward in what we say. So Dutch people are considered to be quite direct. Often that's not meant as something that is offensive. It's just Dutch people just like to say what is on their mind. So you always know what someone is thinking. The Netherlands is also quite an innovative country, especially with regard to water and logistics. And well, we have to, because the country is below sea level, so we've had to make do with that to make sure our country doesn't flood every year. In the Netherlands, most people speak English. About 80%. English is a course that is mandatory already in high school and sometimes even in elementary school. So a lot of Dutch people grow up speaking English, watching English TV shows, listening to English music. So especially at the university, Radboud University is officially a Dutch institution, but all the information is available in English as well. And the level of English is, as in most students are able to have a full English conversation right in English, so it's really easy if you speak English to make contact here, but also people outside of the university. When you go grocery shopping, especially in the city of Nijmegen, you'll definitely be able to get around and talking to people by speaking English. So it's not necessary to speak Dutch at all. It's fun if you can say goedemiddag, which is good afternoon. But it's definitely not necessary to get around here. And lastly, the Netherlands is also known as being a sports nation. If you're a sports fan, so are most Dutch people, whether it's cycling, hockey, ice skating, football, sailing, Formula One, there's definitely always something going on here with regards to sports. So here you see a little map of the Netherlands where the big arrow is located. That's Nijmegen, that's where Radboud University is. And then you can see the arrows to the nearest airports, Amsterdam, Münster in Germany, Weeze also in Germany, and Eindhoven. The biggest airport is Schiphol in Amsterdam. And it may look like it's the opposite side of the country, and it is, but in reality, it's only a train ride of about 1 hour and 30 minutes away. So it's a small country, so you can get from one side to the country to the other in maximally 2 hours. And then there's also an arrow pointed to Scheveningen, which is one of the famous beaches in Nijmegen. If you're interested in going to the sea for a day, then Scheveningen is a very nice place to check. Then let's zoom in on Nijmegen a little bit more. That's the city where Radboud University is located. It's the oldest city of the Netherlands, which means that you will find some nice and old buildings in the city center. Some parts of the city are also quite modern. That's because a part of Nijmegen was unfortunately bombed during World War II. So part of the city has had to be rebuilt. The nice thing is that some buildings were actually rebuilt using the old stones of the buildings that were destroyed. So it's partly new, partly old as well, which gives a very interesting view of the city, this combination of new and old. So on the top left, you see a picture of our city center, the market square. And something that attracts a lot of students is like the many terraces that we have. So you're able to just sit down outside in the sun, have a drink. And I think that the proximity of the terraces that we have is supposed to be the smallest in Nijmegen of all cities in the Netherlands, meaning that we have the most terrace seats of any city in the Netherlands. So if you're interested in having a bite, getting a drink, there's always a place to go here. On the top right, you see a typical Dutch cheese shop. Of course, we have those as well. And at the bottom right, you see the river that runs through our city, because even though we're not located by the sea, we're very much an in-country city. There's a big river, the River Waal, that runs through the city, and we have a couple of bridges. It's really nice to just walk along the bridges, especially at night, see the lights and the city skyline. And it means that there's also days that you can go to the beach, even though we don't have a sea close by. There are beaches in Nijmegen that you can enjoy on warm summer days. Here are some more pictures of Nijmegen, and especially how green Nijmegen is. Nijmegen was voted the green capital of Europe in 2018, I believe. And Nijmegen is very, the municipality as well as Radboud University, very concerned with the environment and making sure that everything is durable. That is something that is very high on our agenda. So these are some examples, and also if you go to our university, it's partly located in like, it's covered by trees, and it's a very green campus. It's the most green campus of any university in the Netherlands. For example, the picture on the bottom left is a picture of accommodation on our campus, and you can see trees everywhere. As I said, I think already before, Nijmegen is very much a student city. About 25% of the people that live here are students, which means that there is always something to do here. Lots of social gatherings. And as you can see at the bottom right, that is a photo of a very typical like student house in Nijmegen, with a lot of different doorbells and a lot of different bites. You'll see those buildings all over the city. And on the bottom left, you see what I just said, a picture of students hanging out on the beach with a nice view of the city and the bridge. So always something to do. Then let's zoom in on Radboud University specifically a little bit more. I hope that this is working. We have a video. And if it's not working, I can send you the link later. It's supposed to be like included in this PowerPoint presentation, but I don't see like the play. I think it's popping up now. Yes, okay, I'll play it and I hope it works. This is a little promotional video with some more images about Radboud University.
Kim, we can hear, but the images are not running.
Can't see, I'm sorry, I think you're still seeing the presentation. Are you not? Okay.
We can see that the video is there to be played, but when you started, we could hear the audio, but the image was not playing.
All right, thank you for letting me know. I think it's because I shared the screen specifically for the presentation, and the video has opened in a different screen.
Okay.
Share it again and play it again. I think you can see it now?
Yes.
Okay. I also need to click the sound specifically. I'm sorry. Just one more time. Share sound. Okay. All right, I'm just going back to the presentation. I think you can now see the PowerPoint again.
Yes.
Okay, sorry for the technical difficulties. I can also send you the link of the video if you want to share it later on your webpage for students. All right, let's go to the next slide. So as I said, a very green campus. This is a picture that was taken from the sky with a drone. So I can't really say that it's like very foresty because well, the Netherlands is so tight that we don't really have like any unoccupied space. So this is a lot of green, as green as it gets in the Netherlands, and very flat, of course, even though if you go to the top of the tallest building, you can view the hills that are starting in Germany. So, but that's, the rest is all flat. All right, so Nijmegen is what we call a general university in the Netherlands, which means that we are not focused on one specific study field or a couple of specific study fields, but Radboud University is quite broad. We have 7 faculties ranging from management to philosophy to arts and medical sciences. And in addition, 15 research institutes covering all kinds of research: humanities, behavioral and social sciences, natural sciences, medicine, and interdisciplinary research. So something that we don't have is like very technical programs. So we don't have engineering programs. But other than that, the programs and faculties that we have cover most ranges of academia. And for years in a row, we were also voted the best general university in the Netherlands, meaning that the broad offer that we have was the best of the universities in the Netherlands. Last year, we were voted second for the first time. So I hope that this year will become first again. So we have a lot of different bachelor's programs that are in total 37 bachelor's programs, of which 14 are completely English taught, and you can find an overview of those programs here. So that means that all the courses in these programs are English taught, and that they also have these programs also offer exchange courses in English. That it doesn't mean that the other bachelor's programs that are officially Dutch taught do not have courses available for English for exchange students, because it can still be the case that even though it's officially a Dutch program, that they have English exchange courses on offer. So we'll get to the link where the exchange courses can be found later. But if your program is not in this list, then don't fret, because it might be there might be exchange courses on offer. So as I said, we are very proud to be one of the top universities in the world. You can find the rankings here. I don't think we have the rankings from 2021 yet, or I should maybe update this presentation. If you're interested in the rankings of last year and this year, then come back to my presentation again next year. And I also included some facts and figures. Something that Radboud University is known for and very proud of is that we have a lot of first-generation students, which means that a very high percentage of students studying at Radboud University are students whose parents have not had university education. And those results are based on the welcome survey of that first-year students are asked to fill out. And it's something that we're very proud of, because we aspire to be a very diverse and welcoming university for everyone. And I think that also shows in our student satisfaction, which is over 80%. We're a fairly large university, but I think maybe compared to your university, still quite small. We have about 24,000 students. I'm not sure what your numbers are, but in the Netherlands, we're a fairly big university. And we also try to have more diversity in our staff, also actively trying to have more female professors, and at the moment we're at 30% already. So that's something that we're quite proud of. Something that's very typical for Dutch education is the small-scale teaching and personal attention. So when doing a full-time program here, you will have approximately 15 class hours per week and 25 hours of self-study. So self-study is a very big part of it. And then the classes that you do have at the university are mostly seminars and working groups that are a very small scale with like 15, 20 to maximally 30 students, and you will work together, do presentations, write papers together, and really interact and engage in the classroom. For the bigger programs, so like psychology is quite a large program. There's also lectures that are held, and they're less interactive. So it's just the lecturer or the professor giving a presentation, and then students writing down the information and trying to remember it for the exam. And the lectures can be from 45 persons to 400 persons. So psychology, as I said, is a very big program. It's in the hundreds if you take a lecture in psychology. I myself am from the American Studies program, which is fairly small. So if we had 50 students, that was already quite a lot. Here you see some pictures of facilities on campus. We have a very big library and a very big sports center. In our sports center, you can practice over 80 different sports. It's something that is voted as one of the best parts of Radboud University when we ask our international students when they fill out a survey about what they thought of Radboud University. The sports center is always named as one of the unique selling points of Radboud University. So if you like playing sports, then this is definitely a good place for you. And here's some more pictures of our research labs. For example, at the bottom left, you see a picture of the Donders Institute for Brain and Cognition. And at the top right, there's a picture of our medical center. One of the things that you do is called a Teddy Hospital, where kids are invited and they get to do procedures on teddy bears so that they're a little bit less scared when they have to go to the hospital themselves. So I participated in it once, and it was really, really fun. Something to also talk about is student accommodation in Nijmegen. When you apply before the deadline, you can also apply for housing. You will then usually have your own room, but with shared facilities, what is shared can differ per building. Sometimes the kitchen is shared, sometimes the toilets are shared, sometimes showers are shared, but in general, there's always facilities that you would need to share with your housemates or your flatmates. The cost can range from about 370 to 550 euros per month. And we don't have meal plan options, which means that students generally cook for themselves in their dorms. But there are places on campus where you can get like warm dinners as well. It's just not included in any meal plan. Generally, we try to guarantee all students that apply accommodation, but in the recent 2 years, also due to the pandemic, we have unfortunately had to deal with a housing shortage in Nijmegen, which is not just for international students, also for Dutch students. It's really, really difficult to find a room. So what we try to do is we try to secure as many rooms as possible for our incoming exchange students. We also ask our outgoing exchange students if they can subrent their room to an incoming exchange student. So we try all different kinds of things to get as many rooms as possible for you guys. But unfortunately, at the moment, we cannot guarantee that all students receive housing via us. If not, you will get a list of tips with how to find your own room in Nijmegen. But we are definitely trying our best, and we are doing all kinds of things to get the rooms that we have on offer to get it up again, so that we can start to guarantee housing for everyone again, as we did in the previous years. So how to apply? So firstly, you need to apply for an exchange at your home university. I won't go, I think you can contact your home university for more details about that, because I don't know. But then your home university can nominate you as an exchange student to us. The deadline for that is the 1st of May for the fall semester, for the upcoming fall semester, and the 1st of November for the spring semester. And then after you have been nominated, we will send you a link with more information on how to apply online in our online application system. It doesn't take that long. You just need to upload a couple of documents, answer some questions. And then the application deadline is the 23rd of May or the 23rd of November, depending on the semester that you're joining us for. You can see our website, ru.nl/exchange students for more information about the application procedure, the documents that are needed. And there you can also find an overview of the exchange courses that we have on offer. And if you have any questions about what kind of English proficiency test that we accept, please see exchange students /proof of English for more information about that. Then one final thing that I would like to touch upon is our Radboud Summer School. If you think that an exchange or a full year is a little bit too big of a project and you'd like to start a bit smaller, you're very welcome to apply for our summer school. In 2022, we will have in total 4 editions, 2 in July and 2 in August. Generally over 1,000 students participate of over 60 different nationalities. In 2021, we still had to have an online edition with over 30 courses and 50 nationalities, but this year we are planning an on-campus program again. So I think we have over 80 courses on offer at the moment, all taught by Radboud lecturers or international guest lecturers, so in all different kinds of fields of study. Our Radboud Summer School team always tries to get together a really good social program as well. So outside of the courses, you will have a crash course of 2 weeks of getting to know Nijmegen, the university, and the Netherlands. You can check out our website for more information about the summer school and for a course overview. And because you're a student of one of our partner universities, you get a 15% discount. And the application deadline is the 1st of June for the July editions and the 1st of July for the August editions. Thank you very much for joining. If you have any questions, I'm available now, but also later via email. If you want, you can always contact me on studentexchange@ru.nl, and me or one of my colleagues will try to get back to you as soon as possible. And I think that was it.
Thank you, Kim. It's really nice that you have presented this. So there is a student that is asking, are there any possibilities for scholarships in a master level?
So if you mean for an exchange, we don't have grants or scholarships for incoming exchange students, but there are scholarships for full degree programs, but I'm not sure if this is the right place for that. You can check out our website if you're interested in that. I'll just write it down. But for incoming exchange, we unfortunately don't offer scholarships.
Perfect. Any other questions? Just take advantage that Kim is here with us and you can do it on site.
Yes. Can you talk a little bit more about the summer schools? You mentioned that you have more than 30 courses, right?
More than at the moment, I think we have over 80 courses planned for the 4 weeks in July and in August. So I'm guessing it will be about 20 courses per edition. So there's if you check out our website, so ru.nl/Radboud Summer School, there's an overview of all the courses, and they range from all kinds of subjects. Let me just quickly see. I'm not personally involved in the organization, but we work together a lot. Summer School overview of courses. I'm just checking it in the background. So we have courses in brain and behavior, business and economics, contemporary discussions, education, healthcare, history, philosophy and culture, language and communication, law and politics, science, general skills training, social research methods, and social sciences. So those are the fields that we have courses in. Let me post a link in the chat with the summer school courses for this year.
That's good.
Did you have any more specific questions about the summer school, Danielle?
Not for now, actually. I have to take a good look on this offer of courses and check what would be of interest of our students. And but
Yes,
I've been checking your website for summer course for a while now, even before the pandemic, especially. And I knew that you had like a lot of offers. And it's one of our intentions to start promoting it more actively.
Yes, your students are more than welcome to join one of our courses, of course. And I'm very happy that we're able to have it on our campus again after the online editions of the past 2 years, 3 years, maybe even. No, 2 years.
Two.
Yes, luckily only 2.
Yeah. Okay, any more questions? If not, I would like to thank you again, Kim, for being here with us, for taking some time to share so much important information about Radboud. I hope that we continue with this beautiful cooperation we have, and we can go deeper in that as well. So thank you very much for your time, and please say hi to our colleagues back home. It's really a pleasure to have you here in our international fair.